welcome to TVC Breakfast. Some good news today. My name is Etoma Edu.
And of course, some good news. Good morning, Nigeria. It's always amazing to have you join us every morning as we take you through everything that happens in our beloved country, Nigeria. I am Ria Abdul. Welcome to our show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast. It's another time, another day for us to give you all the information that are emerging and then which you deserve to know. I'm Ibrahim Shita. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, of course. Just like Thomas said, there's a little bit of a breath of fresh air, which we're very much excited about.
Yes, I am.
Day in, day out, things are happening in Nigeria. So it's very, very good that we get to celebrate when we see some wins, and we're hopeful that more will come.
Yes, hopeful that more will come. But you see, the guys also tried to dampen the good news when they did the same thing, with here and there and so on. But it is refreshing to know that we were proactive today, this time, just 9 days in captivity, and all of them came out fantastic.
Well, there's still more to talk about that. Once again, good morning, Nigeria, and thanks for joining us. It's always our pleasure to have you join us on the show. You know how we do it. At some point, we're going to do the newspaper review where Ibrahim will take us through all the headlines on the newspaper. We get to dissect it. At some point, we will go to Abuja for the FCT brief. Back in Lagos, we're going to have a conversation when we talk about the Kebbi girls. We're excited that some of them, all of them, have actually gone home to reunite with their family, which is really, really good news. So we're happy about that. And also later on the show, we have Trending Now, where we talk about everything that has been trending in the world of social media. So please do stay with us, grab your cup of coffee, and let's have a fantastic show. But we'll start with the story where President Bola Tinubu has appointed Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma as a renewed Hope Ambassador ahead of the national launch of the federal government's Ward Development Program. Now, in his role as ambassador, he will double as the Director General for Party Outreach Engagement and Mobilization. As renewed Hope Ambassador and the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Uzodimma is tasked with ensuring harmony, inclusiveness, and strategic coordination across all levels of the party. Now, President Tinubu charged Uzodimma to deepen public awareness of the administration's milestones, including improving economic indicators, stabilized exchange rates, growing reserves, rising investment, educational loan, expansion, and faster passport processing. Now, the president maintains that his reform agenda, launched in 2023, is yielding results and must be clearly communicated to Nigerians. So what I'm really happy about this is when I heard the faster passport, because I have a lot of friends that have suffered from it, not me because I cannot get a passport, but I have a lot of friends that have suffered from it. But here we have it, Hope Uzodimma, the president is saying that you be the ambassador to tell people the good work. Oftentimes I can say that the president is doing great works, but we do not get to hear about it. Most times we just hear the negative. We know that in 2023, this renewed hope is something that he takes dear to his heart. And now seeing that Hope Uzodimma is the one to tell us. A lot of people are saying on social media, is that the right choice? Is that not the right choice? But at the end of the day, the president has made a choice. Etoma, what's your make on this?
Well, as you said, the president has made a choice. I happen to be one of those that says, is he the right person to do this? But let us look at the work ahead of him. He has to build a template. There was a time on this table, I don't know if you were, Ibrahim, I don't know if you were in Nigeria then, but I discussed about the need to create a template for mass education. We don't seem to have it. We don't seem to have it. But if we do create a template for that, it will be easy. It will just be like a copy and paste, Everything he wants to say, we already have these things. We already have created avenues at which this information can get to Nigerians easily. Not just television, social media, and so on. It has to be deliberate. He has a lot of work to do. that's all I have to say. He has a lot of work to do.
I agree with you that he has a whole lot to do, because most times we only hear the bad news and we don't get to hear, the good works that are being done. And I'm saying it, there are some things that have been put in place in Nigeria, and evidently we can see it. But the media, again, they say bad news sells. So oftentimes you see more of the bad news than the good news. So now, Hope Uzodimma, we are hopeful and hoping, that he'll be able to pass this information across to Nigerians.
That's a beautiful pun there.
Yeah.
So one thing is, if you do not make the noise about what you do, nobody will hear it.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with people who do not even want to hear about the good news.
Yeah.
They are largely interested in the bad news. Not that everyone is a naysayer, but where you have opposition's voices louder than louder than those who are even in support of the present day government. We remember that before the advent of before this uprising, I talk about the kidnapping, insurgency, abduction, etc. We were always talking about NPR rates. We were always talking about the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy. We were always talking about the crash in the dollar against the naira. We always talk about all the good things the administration is doing, the student loan, etc. Some people are not happy about this. So the only thing they do is to distract the government. That's why I'm so convinced, more than 100% convinced, that these criminals are being sponsored by those who are against this government. Listen, the thing is, if you are against the government, if you are used to change the narrative, then you are also a criminal. And you that are sponsoring them, you are also a criminal. You are not a patriotic Nigerian. And some people also went outside of the country, went to meet the like of the US, mention all of those, international community, to say that this is happening in Nigeria. Of course, we know that we've been facing insecurity, but why are all these things happening now, back to back to back? So the government, the president, let me just say, the federal government needs to also say, okay, fine, this is a narrative you guys want to push. I'm doing a lot. I also need to push this narrative because terrorists want us to talk about their own, to report their own activities. So we need to, double down on not reporting so much on them. Not that we'll keep our eyes away from the negativities happening in the country, but they need publicity to remain popular.
If you ask me, I think we just need to highlight, when we have wins in Nigeria, we need to highlight it more. You said something, and at the end of the day, I feel like some people do not even hear about it. We spoke about opposition, that's their work.
Some hear, but they just don't
opposition, their work is to criticize, but some Nigerians do not even get to hear about these reforms. The people in the rural areas, like some people do not even know that, things are happening. When you talk about subsidy, I'm telling you, some people don't even know about the subsidy. So I feel like it's high time that, we blow our trumpets. They say that if you do not blow your trumpet, who will blow it for you? So I think that is a good one that the president has appointed Hope Uzodimma. I'm just praying that he will be able to give us that information. Now, that's my only worry. Is he able to touch the rural areas, touch people, the market women?
Yeah, he needs to work with publicity consultants. He really does need to work with publicity consultants and PR people. It is so important that that framework, that template or framework or whatever name we want to give it.
Whatever it is.
Yes, it is so important that that thing is created, tested, and see that it works. That way you have information you want to just plug it in and it goes down the line. You plug it in and it goes down the line. If not, we are going to talk about so much money being spent. You and I know that information dissemination is not cheap.
Of course.
It's not cheap at all, no matter how you look at it. It's congratulations to Governor Hope Uzodimma, and I hope that he does the job very well.
All right, so that's where we'll leave it. You have a big task ahead of you, and we are hoping that you bring hope to us and let us know everything that is happening and what the government is doing. So we'll go on a breather now, and when we come back, make sure you don't go anywhere. It will be time for the newspaper review, and there are lots of headlines that we will be dissecting right here on this table. This is TVC Breakfast. We'll be right back.